Welcome to Console Commandants.
Welcome to Blacks.
You know, isn't that a little bit rude or something like that?
To say welcome to Blacks?
Yeah.
No. Look at Max Payne. Everything that he's wearing, including his hair, is black.
Yeah, but he's white though.
Well, his outfit is black. And he has multiple items on his person that are black in color. Literally blacks.
Why are you trying to kill me? I didn't do anything to you.
Are you scared of the truth? There's a secret about Anthony that a lot of people don't know.
What's that?
He is Max Payne.
You know my secret identity.
I do. You are a superhero.
How'd you know?
Because you talk about comics all the time.
Who's my favorite superhero?
Your favorite superhero is Spider-Payne.
Spider-Payne?
Yeah, it's Max Payne crossed with Spider-Man.
Oh man.
He was bitten by a radioactive dead family.
Dude, that is... Whoa.
Yeah. I don't make this shit up. This is fact.
I don't... So, what's my... So, is the character still Anthony, or...
Yeah, it's Anthony. That's
So-
your secret identity.
Okay. I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Anything cool about the superhero?
Yeah. You are a dick to children.
I like it.
Like, if there's one who needs help, you just, like, punch him, and then you run away.
Yay. Pissing Punchinello off?
Punchinello.
Good, my superhero can come on.
Come on, what, children?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
But I gotta kill these guys first
should be
before I can.
You should be a pedophile superhero.
Dude. They'll let me be on the streets because I'm a superhero.
Exactly.
Nighttime, I'm a pedophile.
Remember when we played Mutants and Masterminds, Anthony?
Mutants and Mastermind. No.
Yeah. Remember and I'm explaining it so I can tell it to the audience. Remember when we wanted to play the superhero RPG, and we played that system before Bash?
Nope.
You don't remember because the elephants were way too strong?
Oh, I wasn't a part of it.
Oh. We were playing a superhero RPG. We inevitably settled on a system called Bash, Basic Action Superheroes. Before that, we played a game called Mutants and Masterminds, which did not, we didn't get very far in it because it was a broken system where elephants had like the maximum amount of strength you could get.
It's because they weigh tons.
It's because they weigh tons. And the thing is, when we did that, the original character I made, his thing was he was magic.
Mm-hmm.
And you could either do a lot of different kinds of magic, or you could specialize in one type of magic. And I got the full power in one type of magic. Oh, hey. You can attest to this, Lincoln.
What's
I'm
up?
telling the story.
Okay.
Why did we not play Mutants and Masterminds?
Because the rules were dumb.
Why were the rules dumb?
You want to know exactly why we stopped?
Let's hear it.
That superhero, whose main thing was strength,
Yeah.
lost in a toughness contest with an elephant. And according to the rules, the elephant's stat was so strong that it could lift planets.
Mm-hmm.
A normal elephant.
Yep.
And that's why we didn't play Mutants and Masterminds.
I was explaining the character I made for that.
Remember?
Well, then you will be able to either remember or hear it for the first time, because I didn't play that elephant session. That's why I didn't know the full thing about it being able to lift planets. All I told the lovely people out there was that it had the highest amount of strength.
It's okay.
it did.
Jake thought I was there.
I thought he was there too. Anyway, the character I had, because you could specialize in one type of magic, or you could do a lot of different magic. I specialized in the element magic.
That's right. Wait, Anthony, you were there, weren't you?
No.
He
Are you
was.
positive.
Yeah, you told me about the elephant situation.
Well, weren't you there? Weren't
He
you
was-
going to play Mutants?
He was.
I wasn't offered.
Okay.
I thought you were. I thought you made characters with us.
I thought he was making the fucking Spider-Man guy too.
I honestly thought he was going to too. That's what he ended up doing for Bash, which I also told him that the system we settled on. The character I made, he was doing element magic. There were like 10 different kinds of elements, and he could do all of them. The only caveat being he can only do one at a time, and he had to pick the element beforehand, and then he could not pick it, change his mind until 5 minutes passed. So the way I did it, how you could tell which he was using, was that he would change colors based on the element. Now, the thing is, they had things like flaws and shit that you could have, and his flaw, his little secret, was that he was a pedophile, and he worked at children's parties. He had to resist the urge to molest children. Yeah, and the first time we did that, the way my character is introduced, and he was introduced first, he was at a children's party, and he was doing that, and because they were trying to assemble a crack superhero team, they came to my guy while he was at work, and it was K9, Chandler's character, who was like Batman but dog themed.
Wait.
And there was Lincoln's Spartan robot character who weighed like a ton and was a giant.
Wait, so he had two So he had two canines?
You were big though.
He just transferred.
Okay.
You weren't giant in the sense like you were
6'4" normally.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were like 7. I thought you were like 7 foot. Well, he at least weighed a ton or over a ton.
With armor, He was a Spartan clone essentially.
Yeah, he was a Spartan. He was a Spartan from Halo, and he was a robot. So basically...
Well, he was just a Spartan. He wasn't a robot. He was just in the Hydrox suit.
Oh, I thought you were a robot.
No.
He basically a guy in a giant robot suit type thing.
Well, my secret identity is I would be like a silver man, like a street performer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Painted silver.
You and I were both street performers.
Yep.
That was fun.
Yep.
And
I actually missed that character.
And I had to lie and save face to the employer. It was like, oh yeah, they're helping me entertain the kids.
Wasn't this the same session where we thought you were gonna murder the kids with like a giant fireball?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
entertained the kids by making a huge fucking fire in my hand, and they thought I was gonna kill the kids.
Yeah.
And I basically just had to pull them aside after they tried to stab me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Those kids were gonna die.
This is my fucking act.
I forget why we were called upon you. I think it was DM bullshit where we were just there for reasons.
You went there because you knew I was there, and you didn't know why I was there. You just knew you knew you had to get me because we were doing the superhero team.
Yep.
RJ was DMing this, ladies and gentlemen.
Rust had crept over the side of the cargo steamer a
Hey,
long time
we
ago.
got progress
Time
done.
would be on board.
Was he Mr.
I'd have to smoke half of his crew.
I don't know.
near the gangplank.
Mister was the character
Being kept in
that
the
he
hold,
played in Bash.
buried
I'm
amidst
just
the
explaining.
I don't
rats.
really, I don't really care for transferring characters. I feel like you shouldn't.
Well, we were doing superhero, so we already had the idea, which we all worked on for a while because we just took a while, so we just kind of wanted to. I got rid of my Spartan because I forget why. I think I looked at the rules for it and I just decided on a different guy.
I think it was because equipment wasn't as good in Bash.
Yeah, it was.
That was the one thing Eaton's Masterminds had that was better was equipment and skill type people without powers. They were probably better off. You could do more if you didn't have any superpowers because skills and equipment were important.
Yeah.
Whereas in Bash, it's basically all about the powers. If you didn't have powers, if you were just a normal guy, you were fucked.
You're gonna die.
Yeah, you were fucked.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have... the way the system worked, you had the three main attributes was brawn, agility, and mind.
Yep.
And they ranged from 0 to 5.
Yep.
And if it was 0, you basically couldn't do shit.
Yeah,
The first thing we did, the first session of it, the first campaign, whatever you want to call it, my character had a 0 in mind, so he could barely talk. And I believe your character had 0, he had 0 brawn, so he couldn't lift anything or punch anything. He was a ghost.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Go.
Well, here's an example of what happens if you don't have powers. Chandler tried to do Batman, essentially.
Yep.
Well, he says he's Iron Man, but he seemed more like Batman.
Yeah, K9, he had the whole secret identity and similar. It was Iron Man. It was Iron Man in the sense that he had a billionaire technology company.
Yeah.
He owned all the guns.
But Batman in the sense that his way of fighting was gadgets and kung fu.
Yeah,
And he got taken out by 2 grunts.
he did.
He thought he was going to be a badass and take out 2 grunts. He ended up almost getting shot.
He did.
And I ended up, I had to save him. Oh, that's right. That's when he met my character. He was
What?
running.
You blew up?
I didn't use any explosives.
There's not much to talk about in this game. We're sorry, folks. So we're just gonna regale you with stories and hope that that's entertaining for you.
Literally, I made the mask was my character. So when Chandler was about to get butt raped, I transformed the other guy, or basically tried to become their leader. I was like, "Hey guys, how about we don't? Yeah, let's not." And they listened to me. And then K9 was acting like a badass, so I transformed into K9 and Mister and made them make out with each other. They didn't respond, which made me sad.
I still have to explain Mister. That was David's character. It was basically Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
If Danny Phantom were dumb. And he made clones of himself for some reason. And his alter ego was that he was a celebrity. So
his thing was he was like a ghost hunter.
Yeah. He like did those like shows on the Discovery or whatever History Channel where they hunt ghosts, but he was also a ghost, so it was funny.
Yeah.
And Bash, superhero role playing. That's where I just made the worst characters. No one ended up liking them, and half the time I regretted making them. The first one was Rook. He said one word at a time, and I thought that'd be cool, but it got hard to do, and no one liked it. He tried to kill a puppet man that was really an innocent puppet man, but he was dumb. The puppet man, he was just a living puppet boy. And Austin's character, we all know Austin. Austin the Hedgehog. He originally started off as a villain.
Yep.
Austin was originally going to be dog with a gun in his mouth. That would have been funny, but Austin was like, no, I'll be the Hedgehog. Austin the Hedgehog, he grabs the puppet man.
Right the first time.
I'm not going to give you the context why the puppet man's there. You don't need it. There's just a puppet man there. Now, Austin's messing with the puppet man. The puppet man comes to life. Austin the Hedgehog freaks out, as you normally would when a human puppet man is talking to you. The dumb but strong and good-hearted Rook, he goes up and he tries to beat the shit out of the fucking puppet man. Puppet man's psychic. Psychic puppet man throws the fucking dumbass fighter into a brick wall. And, you know, it kind of hurts him a little. But what else is he going to do? He's going to do the only thing he knows how to do. I'm going to fucking kill this puppet.
I really don't want to go down there.
Now, this is where I disagree with you on your being upset at it. You could be upset at me because, yeah, I knew what I was doing. Chandler tried to help me because he came in late to the situation. All he knew was he didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So he shot the puppet.
He shot at the puppet.
Yeah.
And he thought, or you thought at least at the time, that he was just trying to fuck with it. He just didn't pay attention.
Well, either way, I'm upset because he's shooting that innocent puppet.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
But he was a freak, and he deserved it.
Okay.
But it's okay if you're worried about the puppet's safety, or you think that there's no point to the story, because Austin the Hedgehog took him home and had his mom give him chicken tendies, and they became best friends.
Hey, that's all you need.
That's all you need in this life. Chicken tendies. And then we played a different campaign of it.
Yeah.
And we were just like, fuck this. Fuck the story. Fuck it. We nuked it, literally.
I don't know
What the why is. I guess...
I'm guessing RJ got bored with it. He said he wanted us to have more powers. Because we were playing at the lowest level.
Yeah.
So
Second lowest. We were
don't
street
want
level.
this. I don't
Mystery
want
Men's
this.
the lowest.
I think we were mystery men.
No, we were street level. We had 25 points. Yes.
Well, either way, he wanted to go the highest level.
I
so
guess
we did
I'm
that.
supposed to
Not the highest.
Yeah,
He
we-
wanted to be... No, Cosmic is the highest.
Oh,
We
you're
went
right.
world class.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
I guess
It was two things. RJ wanted us to have more powers, and then David didn't want to play anymore because we were going to do it online. And he didn't want to play online D&D at the time. He's kind of changed his mind on that, but only for... We're playing Star Wars now, I think it's only for that. But because David didn't want to play anymore, and RJ's like, that's a perfect way to get us to do more characters. And we did that. RJ nuked the city, and then the weird nuclear radiation thing made new superheroes. And that's where the fun happened. All the fun.
to go. Now, am I supposed to...
All the fun.
Nope, I guess I'll leave the ship.
There was your character, Trevor, also known as Quick Fist. I applaud you for that because you came up with a name.
cool.
It's a name.
It is a name.
What was the name?
Here's the thing.
Did you get everything
Here's the
you
thing.
need?
My first guy had a name, but
Everything
he
you need.
died, so I had the second guy. He was just Chad. His name was
But he was a
Chad.
callback to a
Who
fun
you is
character
will
that you had
count.
before.
Yeah.
Anytime
I-
It was the
you
first
get to
superhero
be rock
campaign,
in the
which
house
was probably
place,
the best.
just
What?
at least
It was.
Oh, it was
at least
Fudge.
do the
Yeah, it was
beginning
Yeah,
of
it was-
If you know what fudge is, it's like base, bare bones,
Yeah.
make your own kind of.
It's
thing.
hardly anything.
Yeah, it's still tabletop though, but it's like just bare bones.
So now I have to tell that story.
It's
a
okay.
better story.
It's
It
okay.
is.
No pain, no
we played.
gain.
We played. It was basically Watchmen,
Yeah.
except it was our own characters. You were Catman, weren't you? Lincoln's character was Catman, and I think it was just like K9 and fucking Batman. It was just like a gadget man.
It combined Batman with Catman from Fairly Odd Parents.
Do you guys-
That's right, Adam West
I
Catman.
was basically Adam West Catman. My cat, I had a cat suit made out of real cat fur, so I worked at a pet shop, and I took dead cats and I made.
I
little
remember
cats.
that.
Okay,
was
question.
hilarious.
Do you guys remember my?
Yeah, you were just another Spider-Man club.
You were
Name.
Toxin
This is Max
Yep.
Payne.
because it was Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
If we
clever.
had to guess every time you play a superhero campaign, it will always be the same thing. Anthony.
Actually, that's not true.
Go on.
Remember the last
That's
batch?
what everybody keeps telling me.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Ted.
Who exactly?
Yeah, Ted who exactly? He was also Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
What'd he do?
Those restaurants
He
seen
cloned
better
himself.
Oh yeah, and he took powers.
Yeah, like he had nothing. He didn't. He had nothing to do with Spider-Man, admittedly, but at the same time, he hardly did anything other than piss off
That was outside.
fellow group members.
Everyone. He was a normal Anthony
He,
character.
he went out of his way, so RJ made it so that my character from the first batch didn't die because he was immortal.
He did one great thing.
What's that?
You know, the hero point going
yeah,
up.
Ted did do something. I'm just saying that your main contribution to actively being a part of the game was pissing off Aberration, a previous superhero, because you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other great thing you did is you used a hero point, which is a RPG device. I forget what it's called. Like, there's a lot of like. It's like, what's the equivalent of plot point to normally? It has a word. I mean,
It's if you play role-playing games, you know what we're talking about. It's one of those random points you can spend where
call it a mulligan point. But
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can earn them, and you usually can do
plot
something
point is a
stupid.
good name for it because you can basically do
Change
it.
the plot.
Yeah, you can alter reality with
So
it.
Ted, Anthony's character in New Batch, basically is a plot point to kill a superhero who was basically indestructible and send him into space.
And apparently, the only thing I didn't really care
That-
for is he almost
In that
died.
session of Bash, that campaign of Bash, that was our main way of dealing with
Send it to
threats.
space.
Was send it to space.
Well, because RJ didn't know how to make an opponent feasibly defeatable, so our solutions usually were send them to space.
The first enemy we had, we ended up calling him Shiny
Yeah.
because he was like the Human Torch, not the Fantastic Four Human Torch, but the original weird android one that was always on fire, always. And he was in constant pain, and the only time that he wasn't on fire was when there was no oxygen.
See,
it was kind of like the Fantastic Four parody in Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
And there was one thing good about Ted is if he was about to take one of your powers, he gets a list.
And what happened was we ended up killing him, but then he reincarnated into a baby Shiny Man.
We sent it to space.
Yeah,
After multiple hours of debate, we sent it to space.
and that's Chad did that, and that's why I need to go back to Fudge, so that way I can explain the other characters.
No.
Toxin, our Spider-Man clone. Catman, are still a clone, but better, because it wasn't just an outright clone. Chandler was like Captain Fire.
Yep.
He was a fireman, but he burned down buildings.
Not a way to go. Not a way to
And
go. Not
he
a
got
way-
caught in like a fire, so he was in an Iron Man type suit that was also like an iron lung. It kept him alive like Darth Vader. RJ was a wizard. He was just a wizard. He was like
He was just, yep.
Break dancing.
he was our Dr. Manhattan.
He really was.
And then David was at the end. There was no other characters besides Chad. Chad, he was like the son of like the mayor or some shit, and he was just a lazy regular dude. But his thing was he can just like make things happen. He just said stuff and that made it happen. I had to do like special rules for it, otherwise it would get fucked up. But hey, he did it. That was his power. Then Chad comes back and Bash. He can summon whatever the fuck he wants.
I knew it was a long
Like different creatures
shot.
with different
And
powers,
punch it
and he
out,
can
actually
make
showing up.
basically whatever inanimate
Really
objects he
hoping.
wants. and that was his shit. But he died a lot, so I had to give him good stats.
We need to make God characters.
And make God characters.
Don't you want God characters?
Anthony's taking the rule
Chad
from
was-
Dragon Ball Super. If it's boring, just up the fucking stakes in the power.
Dragon Ball.
If it's not working, then increase the power level and increase the autism. That'll be good.
You just explained anime.
Omnigod.
Omnigod.
Dragon Ball Super. Watch it now in your local fucking
Watch it now at your local now.
Yeah.
Watch it now. Now.
So, back to the campaign we were talking about. Chad was just Chad. He was a call out, but he was just Chad. Ted, Anthony's character, was just Ted.
Yeah, he was just good.
And then
He was a street performer too.
he was.
He inexplicably was the same thing as your first character from Masterminds. He was a street magician performer.
He
In
was.
Mastermind?
Yeah.
His
He was
character
a
in
Mastermind.
Masterminds, he was
The-
a magic man.
A magic street performer. And then Chandler, the same idea as me. He played James. He was just James. So there was a point where only Quick Fist was the one with an actual superhero name.
And a suit. He was the
And
only...
a suit. And we never called him Quick Fist.
No.
We always just called him Trevor.
It was sort of ironic because when we were getting to the step where we all became super people, basically Trevor got his, Austin the Hedgehog got his first, and then Trevor did, and then shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
And so it was sort
We
of
never got it.
The end of the world happened before other people got their shit.
And I know what you're thinking. Austin the Hedgehog. Why Austin the Hedgehog? Some of the characters survived.
Yeah.
Austin the Hedgehog survived.
Oh, yeah, he went fast when the world was
And
nuking.
he went through a wormhole.
Yes. We're basically. This might be confusing and complicated. You might be thinking, what the fuck's going on?
Well,
it's comics.
yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's comics, so fuck it.
So, Austin the Hedgehog, his main shtick was fasting.
Mhm.
He went fast.
Going
I
through walls.
want to fast at it.
Yeah.
He went so fast, he went through time, so he avoided being nuked.
Yeah.
And Aberration, which was Lincoln's first character in Mass,
You know, question.
he was
for
a
you-
ghost, so he survived.
Question for you guys: if he was so fast to go in the future, couldn't he just go back in time?
Well,
Shut up.
Austin the Hedgehog was also dumb.
He was very dumb. The reason why Aberration, he came back later, but the reason why he wasn't just roaming around was because of his weakness.
Which is, I was stuck in a box.
Yes, a cardboard box
Yeah,
that somehow
Aberration.
survived being nuked.
So his whole thing is he comes back, but he's in a cardboard box, and he's definitely afraid of cardboard
Didn't
boxes.
someone
and he
put
can't
you
get
in
out.
there?
Yeah.
No.
He's
No?
When
he's
he dies, he just comes back in a cardboard box.
He's afraid
Oh.
he's afraid of boxes.
Right.
He's like a weird claustrophobia type
Yeah.
thing.
I kind of made
What-
it.
He was immortal, but he could die. And when he died, like, I think it was a month's time. It was a week or a month. After a week or a month, he would come back, but he would come back, like, buried alive somewhere.
I kind of.
And he had to fucking, like, ghost his way out. Or be dug out, because I don't know if his powers worked
Oh,
while he was
that's
in boxes.
why.
No, I basically had to wait for someone to open the box.
Are you still playing this?
We
Yeah.
are.
Hey.
And we're telling stories.
Fuck you.
We're telling stories.
Yeah, he's telling stories.
He got farther than RJ did. He's not even in there. Fuck it. Why the fuck not? This isn't funny.
Hey. I made it my mission to just piss off Aberration because it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Ted got in his head that it would be cool to piss off the immortal ghost, who kind of wasn't all there in his head after being trapped under a fucking box for how long was it between campaigns? Like hundreds of years? I think it was hundreds of years.
Was it? I thought it was months.
I thought it was hundreds of years.
Hard to tell.
Oh wait, no, it had to have been months because the radiation happened.
Yeah.
We were caught in the explosions.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it was months. He was
But
still.
it wasn't. It was
All
like
was
gas.
burning
It was
again.
gas under his powers.
Sharing his music.
Oh yeah, it
But I
was.
still think it was months.
It was caused by the explosion.
Yeah.
It set off gas and shit.
I'm not sure if that's accurate, but...
It happened with James at least, because that's what he said.
It has something to do with radiation.
It was the explosion and it caused gas to happen, and
Yeah,
that
fuck it.
yeah, it's comics. It's
The
like with
monsters
the
think
Flash,
they're
he got
real
struck by
treasure.
lightning, but
The
also
reality is just
chemicals.
a
So fuck it. Yeah, Bash had a lot of funniness.
Stay
A lot of funniness.
camera, stay
one of
down.
the villains was the Filer.
Yeah, finally.
He was like the one guy we didn't do objectively horrible things to.
Yeah.
We intimidated him with burning him alive. There's the dungeon master that Chad got way too overboard in trying to kill. He doesn't.
Teleported.
He
Yeah, I
doesn't.
know.
Chad didn't like reality warpers because he thought they would fucking destroy the world because they had the power to destroy the world. So here we had the Dungeon Master, who was harmless, but was also a reality warper. And he tried to attack us, but he completely failed at it. He didn't hurt any of us. And Chad wanted to murder him because he was a reality warper and he tried to attack us. And he put him in the fucking cell. And then, without any of us knowing, Aberration helped him escape. And he was the only one concerned that he escaped. Because he was harmless.
I have to know why RJ had Aberration do that, because Aberration was sort of
Well, I hadn't
RJ's
seen my
thing,
smoke
because
signals.
I had two characters at
Mercedes
that
was
point.
revving to go.
And,
So I'm not sure what RJ's goal was.
And Lincoln was like, yeah, you can use Aberration.
Coming?
Yeah, it was just sort of weird, because he just sort of put me there, and I just like do what I
Sounds good
think
to
I
me.
would do.
When this is over.
Aberration.
I guess he thought
gay.
Aberration would.
Dead mind.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
It would make sense. I think Aberration would free the
I think-
Dungeon Master because he probably wouldn't seem as dangerous.
I guess maybe RJ's intention was to originally make Aberration turn evil and start an evil group, but then he decided just to let me control him. I think maybe that was his plan originally.
That might have been.
Take the filer, you know, the most useful evil person, and my Dungeon Master, and make him an evil group.
That would have been funny.
This
It
is
would've
the
been
last
interesting.
chapter for part 2.
You know what?
So is.
Aberration might have done that because they were fucking jokes, and Aberration liked to play pranks and shit. He was an asshole.
The night groaned
But he
with
was a
cold.
fun asshole, like the
garden
match.
lights flickered nervously. In their light, the falling snow was
You'd see
dead
the Payne,
white before
Max
the
Payne.
darkness ate it up.
Literally
heard
my
the
favorite
stories.
interaction with
The
the very
trio were
first
mad
time with
dogs.
Aberration. He
They'd
went
run
with a
ahead
bunch
to
of
their
druggies
enemies over the
and just
manor
fucked
gates
with
of the
them.
Capitol
And at the
and
end,
left
he
them.
got kicked out of the house, in which
Once
case
you
he
know
turned
one
into the
of
ghost
Payne,
of
could see the
MLK
pain.
and just talked about how there's too many damn White Houses in this neighborhood.
You know one of my favorite parts with Aberration when I was dead?
situation
I
was that there
can't
was
imagine
no
which
trick.
one.
No matter what the
When you
movie
got me
started.
drunk.
No rules,
I
no
do
secret
remember
mantra.
that. You know what
Tell the
my
story.
favorite part was?
What?
Going to the news
about
media
how
and
small and good you
telling
were.
them that Ted was a
It was
child
chaos
molester.
and lies.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
did do that.
Aberration could shapeshift.
Yeah.
He
All you could do
shapeshifted
was
it into
to
Ted,
hang out,
and he went to the
As
news
long as
while there were
hard
news
as you
cameras,
could.
and he said, "I like touching little boys."
It was also bar soap and
And then he came back and said, "Hey Ted, the police are coming." And they did come and they arrested
I
him.
remember taking a
was amazing.
superpower from you, and I picked the one that would
I knew
the
the trio would be
wrong
standing
one I
between me
should have
and
chose
Joe.
was I think
I'd read their rap sheets.
Yeah,
teleportation
and you did. You chose, I don't know,
and
shapeshifting?
no invisibility. I
Oh,
think.
yeah. Genius.
I felt
Numbing
teleportation was
cold with the
too
broken night
easy.
that followed me in. Upstairs, the trio
Bash was a
tramped
good good
without the
system
halls,
if you want to
silent
play a role
rhythm of
or a
murderous
superhero
hearts.
role-playing game.
The blood of their
It's just
victims
it's
rushed
a
on
little
their
too
lips.
reliant on powers.
Vince
And if you want
Vignano,
more powers,
Pilot Providence,
ugly faces up there.
Big Brother,
If you want more powers, you
and
have to
Joe
buy
Deadpan
the more
Salem.
powers
The
books, and
pistol
they're not
was a
all
frozen
out yet.
lump in my
It's
hand,
it's like
piercing
And you
the
can't
skin,
get them through
gnawing me to the
technically
bone.
legal means, quote unquote,
it's like
because they don't
it's
have
like you took a picture of face and you just
That's what they did, basically.
yeah.
rotoscoped it or whatever the fuck it's called.
I'm gonna use the restroom and you guys can have fun with me.
No,
Yeah.
I need you, Aberration.
Well, those were stories.
Aberration's real.
So if you ever hear more Bash-related, superhero, roleplay-related in-jokes that Anthony will commonly make, because he does that, because he's an asshole, now you might get them. You might not, because we didn't tell you
Someone
everything,
hadn't
but
enjoyed the
fuck
town's
it.
I'm a crazy
hospitality.
person.
Someone with a flair for the
Shut up,
dramatic.
Anthony.
Hey, I
Someone who let himself
am.
out of a locked
How
cell and had
crazy
a
are
couple
you?
of armed guards.
From a scale from
My thoughts were
1
on
to
the moment
crazy.
again.
0 to 5.
I could only hope she was a good
4.
enough gambler to walk
You have a
away
4 in
while she was
crazy?
still winning
Yeah.
before she
I
run
can't
into
get
the
5 yet.
trio.
I haven't reached that level.
That's
yet.
another thing about Bash. You could go up to 2 in a stat, and that's as most you could get as being normal. If you had more than 2, that was basically having superpowers. You had super strength or super speed, or actually at intelligence you could get up to 5 because you would just be a genius, and you can be a genius in real life, but you can't have super strength
Dude, that guy had
or
like,
super speed.
yeah, pretty much. Yay, painkillers.
Are you addicted to painkillers, Anthony?
Yes.
Anthony is addicted to painkillers.
My mommy said I need more.
Your mommy tucks you in at bed in the night. I'm an Anthony.
You're not me.
That's how the Anthonys.
Unless you're cloning me.
I'm Ben Riley Anthony clone.
I got that.
Spider Anthony. I'm the best.
Wait, you want to be that clone? Don't you want to be the other clone of Peter Parker?
No.
What was his name?
Kane.
Well, Kane, yes.
Kane is poopy.
I actually have a comic book with Kane in it.
Is it WWE related?
No. I was talking about actual Spider-Man comic with Kane.
Do you like wrestling, Anthony?
No.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
John Leno.
John Leno.
He's here.
Is John Leno your hero?
Yeah. He's a good wrestler.
Well, you know what, Anthony?
Yeah.
I think,
The word on Lisa Puccino
I think
is
next
that
time
she's
I
a bit
catch
of a witch.
Commandants,
The
yeah.
tarot cards on the kitchen
you can
table
go
fit the
fuck
picture.
yourself, Anthony.
Okay.
They
Okay.
weren't my kind of cards, but I was willing
I got
to
it.
crack
Bye.